This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hey, thanks for slithering in. Today I am diving into the brand new Sims pack, Adventures Await, with a cabin rental perfect for a family vacation in Gibby Point. Custom venues and getaways are coming soon. I didn't really want to play with those just yet because I kind of want to give that its own special moment. So I'm starting with something I know, and that is like a rental home. Kind of like we've had those for a minute, I think, since For Rent. Maybe before that, I can't even honestly remember at this point. It all blends in together. But the focus of today's build was just to get into the game, get to know the build buy items a little bit, and yeah, I can't wait to share you my thoughts. Share with you my thoughts? That's the word. That's how we speak English around here. But thank you to the Sims Creator Program because I got gifted the pack early so that I could explore it and share my own opinions with you. And if you do decide to purchase the pack, you can use my creator code to support the channel. Applying code Symtherin at checkout means I will get 5% from the sale. This really helps me out. And even if you don't use my code, use someone else's code. There are a ton of codes out there. Just do anything to support your favorite content creators and give a little less money to EA. The shape of the build is coming along now. I think this is pretty much what it ends up being. I don't think I make too many changes. I might make it a little bigger on the left side, but I definitely really wanted to go with the cabin vibes. Cabin vibes, honestly, cabins, cottages, Tudor style, like this pack is honestly just right in my realm of like favorite types of builds. So I had a lot of fun kind of building this little cabin here. It is big enough for 2 bedrooms. I wanted to make sure a full family can stay here. I am now adding some like doors and windows, and eventually I try to start mixing it up. So the doors and windows, we get a decent amount of doors and windows. How many times can I say doors and windows? Oh my God. But we get a decent amount of them, but they're all kind of in different styles. There's these that I'm using currently, and they have kind of like a screen texture on the window, which personally I love having those kind of screen textures on windows because I just feel like it's so realistic. And then there are more modern style like cabiny, like modern cabin windows. And then there's another one that is kind of like very tent like. And by tent like, I mean it's canvas, I think is the material. So there are those windows. I tried to add some like modern windows out in the front here to open up because that ends up being the living room. Yeah, so I wanted that like little feature piece there. As far as some of the wallpaper, we get a lot of what I think I would typically consider as exterior wallpaper. Lots of wood paneling, as you can see, and that stone. Absolutely love it. I love when we get a new stone wallpaper. I feel like I can't get enough. But as far as interior, I mean, you can use these like wallpapers in the interior, but not for every build. It has to really be a cabiny build to do it. So there's one very gorgeous indoor wallpaper. Right now we are doing some landscaping. So whenever I do the landscaping, I always have to be like, I have to check out the debug items in the new pack. And there are some, I think I have to explore it a little bit more, but I think a lot are, it's starting to get kind of repetitive with some of the landscape items in debug menu. I don't know if I'm the only one who's kind of caught on to that. So even with some of the fencing items, I also noticed like that cozy blanket item, you know, it's like a little rack with like little cozy quilted blankets on it. That is in the debug menu for this pack, but it's a base game item that you could have gotten with one of the like gameplay event rewards things where you play the game and unlock things. The way I said that is just so weird. But my favorite debug item, at least so far, are these rocks that I'm laying around. I just think we need more rocks. And it sounds so simple. We even have some, it kind of flashed on the screen there, that have some more bit of a mossy covering on them. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I really like these rocks, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of them. But for like the rest of the items, I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory and stuff we have already, like the bushes, the hedges, and things like that. Even some of the fence items. But now I'm repeating myself. On the side here, it's going to be like a little yard where I put a few activities. It's not too crazy. I think the idea of a family staying here is to stay here for like, living, eating, hanging out, lounging. But the idea is to go off and explore the world a little bit. In my mind, of course. Maybe you want to play it differently. Maybe you don't even want to use this as a rental and you want to have a sim family actually move in here for good and they just live in Gibby Point. I'm sorry if you heard my Discord go off. I thought I had turned that off. Sorry. Anyway, we are finishing up that landscaping. We are getting some terrain paint around here. It takes me a couple of tries, as always, to try and figure out what I really wanted. And yeah, overall, I think it came out pretty cozy on the outside. We also have like a little patio out front where I get some seating, and I think that's really cute. But there's also a bigger patio on the outside in the back. That is where like there's a grill and some dining and all of that fun stuff. Out here in the yard, I do end up getting a swing set and I think some gardening pots, a picnic table. I even get like that little butterfly habitat as well that you can use. I think that'd be a fun little gameplay addition. As far as the floor plan goes, I kept it rather simple. There's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, one probably too big of an entryway, but we can discuss that later. I don't know what I was thinking because I didn't have the grunge mudroom kit, or I wasn't using that. I guess I haven't mentioned I'm only using base game and adventure weights. I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but that's what I'm doing because that's my favorite way to test out a new pack, especially in building, is to see if I like building with just that. And we can talk about that a little later too, but I have some thoughts. Anyway, the floor plan also allows for some easy flow. In my opinion, we have a nice large living space, a decent sized kitchen / dining area. And the first room I actually go to build because I was so excited to do it is the main bedroom. And it's because I was very interested in the new beds. I feel like I've been screaming a lot recently that we need new beds, especially in the base game. And yes, this isn't base game. But anyway, the point of my story is I totally stopped recording this bedroom that we are working on. So you're going to have to stick around for the walkthrough where I point a couple of more things out. I don't know. I think I just got really distracted and had to pause my recording and then came back to the build and was like, oh, oops. We're actually recording more than I thought, but it's probably going to switch over to the next bedroom very soon. The next bedroom is actually the kids' bedroom. In here, I wanted to go with very colorful vibes. So it starts off being kind of like more green leaning and then sometimes kind of blue leaning. But at the end, I think it kind of becomes kind of a mix of blues, yellows, greens, and even some pinks. So I really enjoyed doing this room. I used the new bunk beds because I just like the campy vibe to them. And if this is a rental, I actually a couple years ago we did like a little family vacation, family reunion thing where we rented a large place, kind of similar. We rented a custom getaway. How fun. But the bedroom I stayed in had beds with a very similar bed frame, like very metal, kind of creaky, you can't really like roll around without waking up the whole house kind of thing. Sorry to my family for that because I roll around. Anyway, the rest of this bedroom has a lot of kids clutter. I added a toddler bed to kind of add some more space, but also some more possibilities for the types of Sims you have in this build. And then, oh no, my little lamb. I'm playing with my little llama keychain that I got from The Sims, and I just kind of split its legs in half. That is weird. Anyway, what was I talking about? Lots of kids clutter. I did put an imaginary doll here, and I thought I had like a cute little storyline idea for that. Pretend, or let's say your sim family comes to stay here for a week, a weekend, or whatever, and one of the sims, the child sims in your household, they maybe have a hard time making friends, or I don't know, but something, they just connect to this doll that was just left here either by a previous family or maybe added to the toy box collection by whoever owns and rents this place out and things. And then the child sim just like gets completely connected to this doll, maybe even takes it home with them, and now you have like this whole imaginary friend storyline idea. Next up, the kitchen. I was kind of bummed that we weren't getting any new counters or cabinets in this expansion pack. A lot of the times, those are pretty common items to get, especially for expansion packs. But I also know there's limited spaces for items in different pack types, and we got like that whole playground stuff thing. So I totally get that we had to cut corners in other places. And I think honestly that's okay, because I feel like a lot of the base game counters can work pretty well in a cabin. And then we also have cabinets and counters from Cottage Living. The kitchen, that first country kitchen kit, that's what we did, the first ever kit we ever got. And then even Horse Ranch, I think would work well. So I'm not too mad that we didn't get those items. We did get a few cute little clutter items. We've got some pots and pans that I hung up on the wall here. We've got this cute little utensil holder with like a little deer on it that comes in some fun swatch colors. And then I think my favorite item, because I'm such a coffee addict, is this little coffee essentials tray where you have your cups and sugar and packets and stirs and all of this stuff, cool stuff, like perfect for a hotel. Hint, hint, maybe, who knows? But I just overall think that it's okay. We didn't get too many kitchen items. We did get a whole appliance where you can make smoothies in a blender now. So I think that's really fun to kind of have that added as an option. We've gotten a lot of cool little appliances like that recently. So I'm very impressed with that. Something I do wish we got were maybe some like tiled wallpaper, some tiled flooring. We got like, I think just this wooden flooring. I can't remember. There might be another one. Oh, a stone flooring to match the stone. So I mean, you can use those in kitchens and bathrooms, sure, but I think it's nice to have some kind of tile. And obviously, you can use the stone as like a backsplash too, like I did here. So it's not too big of a deal, but I don't know. I think I just like to have more tiling options because sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Over here is our little dining space area. It's very tiny. We have a larger seating out on the back patio, but I'm not quite sure if I love the table and chairs just yet. I think I need to sit with them a little more, to be honest. I think I could love them. I just need to figure out how I want to use them. I also used 2 rugs under this table to like make the spacing look right. At least in my mind, I did not have the tool mod installed at this point. I wasn't sure if it had been updated or whatnot. So I was like, you know what? Let's just play it safe and take out all of the mods and things. Always a good bet, because as we know, mods, they break when new packs and big updates happen. So there's that. But that is our little dining area. Overall, my initial thoughts so far on the pack. I have not explored everything yet. Like I said, I want to really get into like the custom venues, and even some of the gameplay looks really cute. Fun fact, I did the walkthrough recording twice, and the first time, the second I loaded into the lot, the kids in the family just started playing hide and seek, and like my heart, I was like, this is the cutest thing. Literally the cutest thing, because I don't know, I played hide and seek so much as a kid. Do kids still play hide and seek? That is my question to you parents out there. Are they still playing hide and seek? Because I feel like that was like everything for a really long time. Overall, you can definitely build cozy cabins very easily with this pack. Obviously, that's kind of the whole deal, but sometimes they say, it's a deal and it's not really. But what I'm getting at is you don't need other packs to really make it work. It works fairly well with the base game. I feel like I was able to pair a lot of things and items with this. Like this mirror over here, I felt like was very cabin-esque, and some of the plants and clutter. Like I'm getting these like towels and putting them on the bottom shelf of this table as like extra blankets kind of deal, and this like little clutter box, I felt like it fit perfectly. So there's definitely possibilities here. The build by items overall are very well made. There are a lot of textures like that I really 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 love. I really enjoyed them, and I think I'm going to get use of a lot of these items very often. But of course then that's because it is in the realm of what I like to build the most, and it's like these cozy cabin cottage core type vibes. And you guys know I love a good woodsy brown nature-esque build, you know? It's just my go-to. So what surprised me the most about this, at least especially about the build by items, are the red swatches. I don't typically use red swatches very often in my builds because the reds sometimes are just either too strong or too dull or too harsh, you name it. But what you didn't really see, because you haven't seen the finished first bedroom, it's very red and I very much love it. And it's not that I hate red as a color. I really do like red. It's one of my favorite colors. My dog was literally named Red. So of course I like red, but I just don't typically use it in The Sims. So I'm very happy that we have a lot of good red swatches. Like you can even see the doors I'm using red. Like I just felt like it worked very well. So I tried to lean into that when decorating the living room here. I wanted to first try doing something fun with this little fireplace, but I wasn't liking it. I felt like it was too matchy-matchy. So I think I ended up just sticking this wallpaper back here as well. Some of the chairs in here gave me a hard time. I am going to put down a chess table and a desk and even the lounge chairs. I just couldn't get the swatches right, and matching it with a couch, and I go through a lot to make this work. For example, you can see here, I was really leaning into greens at first because I felt like the wood tones on these chairs in particular with this green swatch fit really well with that chess table. But then once I added the couch in, I was really struggling because I was like, well, I don't really want a green couch because all of a sudden now I'm using a bunch of green where the rest of the build I was kind of leaning into that red. But then I wasn't in love with these like red patterns on the chairs. I think I leave them at the chess table, and I really wanted to use that bench that I just yeeted because underneath it has like some log storage, which I thought was super cute, but ultimately it had to go. You know, sometimes you just have to make cuts, and I will use it again in a future build. Trust me, I will. But this is pretty much the layout of the living room. I think I do end up getting some tiling underneath the fireplace. I think that just added a little bit of an interest and kind of helped bring in some more of those red tones. Over here, I end up getting an end table, and I love these like little gaming storage pieces. So I put them on the back wall here. I wish we did have like maybe another swatch that switched up the games and maybe the clutter on that shelf, but that's okay. So sorry for that weird cut. You saw a little flash of my desktop there, didn't you? Sometimes I don't know what I hit on my keyboard and I'm like, what just happened? So here I get this little, I thought it was a table, but it's actually a desk. I was like, why aren't the chairs like snapping to it? It was so crazy. But I wanted a little table here for like, my thought was like playing games, because a lot of times when I'm on family vacations and things, we play a lot of board games or Jenga and things of that nature. So I thought that would be like fun to kind of, not necessarily like there are no games to really play, but kind of like a nod to that. But instead, I end up putting the little paper mache crafting item on this desk so that kids can then make some fun, cute little items, which I think was awesome. And then one modern piece of furniture did make it into this build, and that is the spin bike. I love a good spin class. It has been years since I've been, but I think that's really cool that our Sims can now go to spin class. On the back patio here, this is where we have a larger dining table. I think I kept it at 6 seats, but if you wanted to add two more at the ends, you totally could. Now I have to apologize for letting you sit through this because I went through so many swatch changes on this table. I was like, first I couldn't find a rug that I liked, and then it felt too busy, and then I was like, well, maybe I will do the lighter swatch wood tones on the table and chair, but then I was like, everything else out here is literally that same color, and I felt like it was tripping me out a little bit. It was just too blended. And I know sometimes that's like part of the styling choices, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So eventually I get there, but I'm sorry that I am making you sit through all of this right now, but you'll be rewarded because where I think this pack really thrives is in live mode. The build by items are great, but it all comes together there when you actually have Sims living and doing activities and all that good stuff. So let's get some Sims and let's hop into live mode and dive into this build a little bit more. All right, here we are in live mode at this rental cabin here in Gibby Point. I took the Chavez Ralston family. They are a family that comes with the New Adventures Awaits expansion pack because I think they're just the cutest little group of Sims. And I told them, hey, why don't you go on a vacation across town, because they live in Gibby Point. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But this is our little cabin. It's really cute. I love seeing it here in live mode. For a quick little overlook, we have our entryway here, a dining and kitchen to the left of that. Aw, we hit an aspiration point or something there. Cool. But here's our kitchen and dining in the middle. We have the main bedroom and a kid's bedroom here, a nice big patio, one bathroom, and our living space here. In our living space, it looks like we are already playing some chess. We are talking, sitting around here. I might have one of the kids do some crafting. Let's resume a white butterfly because I guess she was already working on something. And Sarah's probably going to need to eat. So let's see if this works up against a wall. I think that might be interesting. The living room overall, very cozy. I feel like I just need a TV up here, which I forgot to add, even though I have this like nostalgic entertainment system up here. It was kind of a last minute, like, oh, what's that? And I put it up on the shelf and did not think about it again. But our cycle works pretty well up against the wall. I honestly wasn't sure, so that's really cool. We are crafting here. I think she might have finished it, or no, she hit level 5. Yeah, she actually did finish it. Let's look at the butterfly. It might help if I click on the sim, right? White origami butterfly. Look how cute it is. And then we have a confusing origami mishap here. That's adorable. That's going to make for such great decorations too, and gameplay and things. So I think that's a really fun little addition to the game. We are also testing the bathroom. It looks like we used a toilet and we do have a bathtub in here, so maybe we will have her take a quick little bath just to see that it works. It does. That is wonderful. Good to know. Sarah, why don't you, we do have some leftovers, but I want to show you guys that this does work. So even though our counters back here, oh my god, that one's filthy, but they are super cluttered and everything, you can use the island counters. I kept those free for prep reasons. We have our smoothie blender. We have this cute little new utensil thing. I think we can make that an heirloom. And I absolutely love this little coffee like station with, you have some creamers it looks like, and some stirring sticks and some mugs, really anything you might need, some sugar packet, very important, and of course right next to our coffee maker. Nigel, can you actually come clean this? That's absolutely disgusting. Did he move the smoothie, the blender? That might actually be so convenient. I never realized that before. Did you do another craft? She's obsessed. I love it. Oh, she's making a mess. Oh, she's literally right here making a mess. Why don't you do something more productive and play dolls and let me know if this works here? And Erin, you can, I'll let you use the bathroom, but then we're gonna have to test out some beds over here. The children's bedroom here is pretty small and cramped, but I was able to fit 3 beds total in here. We have a toddler bed, and then we of course have the new bunk beds, which I actually love these bunk beds. I'm glad we have like more options here, and it definitely gives that campy vibe. So I know I had him test this earlier and he was on the top bunk, so we'll just make sure this bottom bunk is good to go. Oh, I'm sorry. I just keep making Nigel clean up everything. I mean, it's a rental. We have to keep it clean. So that works. This whole bedroom is fully functional and really cute. I even added our little imaginary friend doll here. So I haven't played with any of that just yet, but I think it's going to be fun. And over here in the main bedroom, we can have Sarah test it out for us here. It's just pretty, I mean, I hate to say the word simple again, but I mean, it is. I really like this. I want to spend a little more time in here because I didn't record that speed build part because I'm human and oops. So I want to give you guys a good look. We have the new bed, but with the wooden bedpost here, which I really like. Very outdoor retreat. We have some base game, end tables, and lamps here. I really love these curtains. Throughout the house, I also use these curtains. These are technically for a tent, but I don't know. I thought I'd like the vibe a little better, or a little bit here. And we don't have many other curtain options in base game too, so it worked the best. I love this mirror. It might be one of my favorites, and I can't explain why. I just really love it. The fan, we have this new plant. These clutter items are from base game, and then the new dresser trunk, and this is a new chair with a blanket. I added the pillow from base game to kind of give it a little more of a cozy feel. And then also in this room is a little desk area with some books and clutter and things. But if your sim is on vacation and you come here and you happen to bring your laptop and you need a space to do work, even though you should not be working on vacation, but that option is there for you if you need it. Oh, it looks like someone's on the swings here. Yes. So Sarah's testing out our swings. Very nice. I do like this new swing set. We do get a lot of new swing sets, but this one, I really like the texture on it. And it comes in a lot of cool swatches. And I think we needed something like this. Also on the patio real quick, because I think I just glanced over that. We have our bigger dining table here because inside I only put like a little 4-seater here. Nothing too special. But out here we have a larger dining table in case you have more people over, and we have a couple of loungers and a grill as well. We have a telescope out back, the swing set like I mentioned, some planters, a picnic table, and a little butterfly garden enclosure in case you wanted to play around with that feature a little bit as well. I wanted to include as many activities from this new pack as I possibly could. This build is up on the gallery for you guys to enjoy and download if you want. I just named it Vacation Cabin because I am super creative with my build names, as you guys know. The description is just a calm, relaxing rental for your family vacation in Gibby Point. You can use hashtag Symtherin to find any builds, and that's pretty much the gist of that 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Also a reminder, it does use limited packs, so I only use the Sims 4 Adventure Awaits pack with base game. Well, I do hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I enjoyed building it. My general thoughts on the pack after this first go round, since I did do it with just base game, I think this is a pretty solid expansion pack. Lots of really good build by items, especially if you enjoy the cabiny style. I think some of these items could also kind of play into maybe Tudor styles and cottage styles, all of the build styles that I personally enjoy to build the most. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. As far as right now, I don't think I have too many cons for this pack. Only pros, but I think the more I sit with it, maybe I'll have some other opinions. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. If you picked up this pack, let me know how you're enjoying it. Again, feel free to use my creator code if you're considering picking up this pack. It'll be up on the screen here. Thank you again to EA for giving me early access and making that creator code possible. Anything you do, like liking, commenting, and subscribing really helps me out, really supports the channel. And also a big shout out to my channel members for supporting me in that additional way. You guys rock so much and I truly appreciate it. Okay, I think that's all I had to remind you about. So I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.